Welcome to the Bullvine Podcast. I'm your host, Bella, and I'm joined today by my co-host, Douglas. We have an absolutely fascinating episode lined up for you today that I think will really inspire dairy farmers and breeders around the world.
That's right, Bella. Today we're diving deep into one of the most innovative dairy operations in America, GenoSource. This Iowa-based family-owned enterprise has transformed from a modest 2,200 cow operation back in 2014 to a cutting-edge 4,000 cow powerhouse. We'll explore how their revolutionary approach to genetics, sustainability, and technology is reshaping the future of dairy farming.
I can't wait to get started. We'll be looking at everything from their groundbreaking breeding strategies to their remarkable recovery after a devastating storm, and even peek into their vision for the future. So whether you're milking 50 cows or 5,000, there's something in the GenoSource story for everyone.
Let's start at the beginning. Back in 2014, a bold experiment in collaboration began in the rolling fields of Iowa. 8 farming families with deep roots in dairy came together to create something revolutionary. They pooled their resources and genetic expertise to form what we now know as GenoSource.
That's quite the undertaking, Douglas. What was their vision when they started?
Their mission was ambitious, yet straightforward, to develop cows that would thrive specifically in freestall environments while producing unparalleled milk solids. And the results speak for themselves. Today, their herd averages an astonishing 93 pounds of milk per day, with butterfat levels at 4.8% and protein at 3.6%. These are benchmark-setting numbers in the industry.
Those are remarkable production figures. It sounds like they had a clear goal from the start.
Exactly, and what's fascinating is that this wasn't just about creating a business. CEO Tim Rauen has emphasized that GenoSource was about bringing together complementary skills and expertise. Tim himself took the reins as CEO, leveraging his passion for genetics and expertise in risk management. COO Kyle Demmer focused on day-to-day operations and herd health, while CFO Matt Simon handled financial strategy and diversification.
Running an operation with 8 founding families must have come with challenges. How did they navigate that?
You're absolutely right. Combining 8 families to start a business required immense trust, compromise, and commitment to a shared vision. But according to the article, these challenges only strengthened their resolve. They focused on long-term results rather than short-term gains, which laid the groundwork for what would become one of the most innovative dairies in the world.
It's incredible what can be accomplished when passionate people unite around a common goal.
As Tim Rauen put it, we had a vision, and with our team, we knew we could accomplish something great. That vision has certainly transformed into reality, with GenoSource leaving an indelible mark on the dairy industry while setting the stage for an even brighter future.
Now let's talk about what really sets GenoSource apart: their cutting-edge approach to breeding. Douglas, when we talk about modern dairy genetics, we're no longer just selecting the best bull to mate with our cows. GenoSource has elevated this to an entire science.
What specifically are they doing that's so revolutionary?
They're using what I like to call a technological triad: genomic testing, sex semen, and in vitro fertilization, or IVF for short. Let me break down how these 3 technologies work together at GenoSource. First, they perform genomic testing on 1,500 bull candidates annually. This allows them to identify the very top 13% who will go on to shape the breed's future.
That's quite the selection process. And how does sex semen factor in?
Sexed semen technology ensures that over 90% of conceptions from their elite genetic lines result in female calves. This allows them to rapidly expand their high-quality genetic pool. But where things get really impressive is their IVF program. GenoSource has 250 donor cows producing a staggering 18,000 embryos yearly.
18,000 embryos. That's an extraordinary scale of operation.
And they're not stopping there. They're now implementing artificial intelligence to predict optimal matings years before traditional methods could even conceive of the possibilities. It's like they're peering into a genetic crystal ball.
Are there any particularly notable animals in their breeding program?
Absolutely. One name stands above the rest, Miss OCD Robust Delicious. At 14 years old, this bovine matriarch is still contributing valuable embryos to GenoSource's program. Tim Rauen explained that she redefined what's possible in mammary structure and feed efficiency. Her genetic fingerprint can be found in the top 25 GTPI sires of the breed. That's GTPI for Genomic Total Performance Index, a key measurement of genetic merit in dairy cattle.
It's remarkable to hear about a cow still making such contributions at that age. Usually we think of younger animals dominating these programs.
Exactly, and that speaks to the quality of her genetics. But if Delicious is the queen of GenoSource's genetic empire, then GenoSource Captain is undoubtedly its king. This 7-time #1 GTPI bull represents the pinnacle of the farm's breeding philosophy.
Tell us more about Captain. How did they develop such an exceptional bull?
Captain's story begins with a strategic purchase. His sire's dam, Peak Mena Ahead 850 ET, hailing from the legendary Oman mirror lineage. But it was GenoSource's meticulous planning that turned potential into reality. Captain was born through careful IVF pairings. First to produce is sire Farnier Tango Sabre 1973 ET, then to the ST Genetics outlier Hertgen Lee Richard Charlie T to make Captain.
It sounds like they've truly mastered the art and science of dairy cattle breeding.
They absolutely have. When you visit GenoSource, you can see Captain's impact firsthand. His daughters move with grace, and their udders are a testament to generations of careful breeding. In this small corner of Iowa, they're not just breeding cows, they're engineering the future of dairy, one perfect bovine at a time.
You know, Bella, there's often a divide in the dairy world between show ring glory and practical farm economics. Many farmers feel they have to choose one direction or the other.
That's so true. How does GenoSource approach this classic dilemma?
They're proving that beauty and productivity can go hand in hand, creating cows that are as stunning in the show ring as they are profitable in the barn. Take Lady Rose Caught Your IET, for example. She's a 3-time World Dairy Expo class winner that represents GenoSource's bold step into the world of elite show cattle.
Hires, was this a major investment for them?
Absolutely. You could call it a $1 million gamble. But for Kyle Demmer, GenoSource's COO, it's about more than just ribbons and trophies. He firmly believes that show sires must enhance barn economics, not just trophy cases. Their approach combines the artistry of show cattle with the complex numbers of dairy production.
And has this investment paid off for them?
The results are nothing short of spectacular. 16 of Caught Your Eye's daughters, each scoring an impressive VG87 or higher on the classification system, are now productive members of dairy herds. Meanwhile, her sons are in high demand, with their genetics sought after by AI companies around the globe.
That's impressive. It sounds like they're really thinking beyond traditional breeding approaches.
Exactly right. While some breeders chase a narrow set of traits, GenoSource takes a different approach. They don't just breed cows, they engineer diversity into the very fabric of the Holstein breed. For instance, they paired type-focused Delta Lambda sires with production powerhouses to create Bigwig, a bull that's now a top seller worldwide.
Are they focusing on any emerging genetic traits that might be important for the future?
They absolutely are. GenoSource is prioritizing traits like polled genetics, which means naturally hornless cattle, slick coats for heat tolerance, and superior feed efficiency. And they've been doing this long before the market caught on. For example, their standout polled animals include GenoSource King P and Kinky P. King P has a GTPI of positive 3269, while Kinky P is the #1 net merit polled animal with a net merit of positive 1550.
It sounds like they're really thinking globally and long-term.
They absolutely are. In a globalized world, GenoSource understands that one size doesn't fit all. They customize their genetic offerings for over 30 countries with unique needs and preferences. Their willingness to push boundaries is evident in every aspect of their breeding program. From their $1 million investment in show cattle to their diverse genetic strategies, GenoSource is rewriting the rules of dairy breeding.
Sometimes the most remarkable innovations arise from the most challenging circumstances. In August 2020, GenoSource faced a moment that would have broken many businesses. A catastrophic derecho storm swept across Iowa.
I remember hearing about that storm. How badly was GenoSource affected?
The destruction was devastating. Wind speeds rivaling those of a Category 4 hurricane tore through the farm, leaving half of it in complete ruins. But what's truly remarkable is how the GenoSource team responded to this catastrophe.
Did they simply rebuild what was lost?
That's the inspiring part. They didn't just rebuild, they completely reimagined their operation. Instead of viewing this as a setback, they saw it as an unexpected opportunity to transform their entire farm. It truly became their Phoenix moment.
So, what does the rebuilt GenoSource farm look like today?
It's like stepping into the dairy farm of the future. At the heart of the operation stands a state-of-the-art 90-stall rotary parlor, a marvel of efficiency that enables them to milk their cows 3 times daily. But the innovations extend throughout the entire facility. The barns feature a tunnel ventilation system guided by artificial intelligence, which maintains optimal climate conditions for both the cows and workers.
It sounds like they're thinking well beyond immediate recovery.
Absolutely. By the end of 2025, which is coming right up, they'll have a methane digester operational that will turn waste into energy, pushing the farm towards energy independence. This bold step towards sustainability showcases GenoSource's long-term vision.
How are they incorporating technology to improve animal welfare?
Yeah, that's one of the most impressive aspects of their rebuild. Each cow wears a smart collar that provides real-time health monitoring. It's like having a veterinarian on call 24/7. They also use a system called FarmFit from ST, which provides live alerts and notifications of core body temperature from each bolus directly to their phones. CFO Matt Simon explained their philosophy perfectly when he said that technology serves 2 masters: cow comfort and human efficiency.
Has the industry recognized their innovative approach?
Absolutely. Their forward-thinking rebuilding efforts earned them the prestigious Leader in Technology Award from the Milk Business Conference. This recognition cements their status as pioneers in agricultural technology.
It's remarkable how they turned such a devastating event into an opportunity for growth and innovation.
That's what makes their story so inspiring. From the ashes of destruction, they've built more than just a technologically advanced dairy. They've created a blueprint for the future of agriculture. In the face of adversity, GenoSource didn't just recover, they revolutionized. And in doing so, they've shown us what's possible when we dare to dream bigger, even in our darkest hours.
You know, Bella, one of the biggest challenges facing modern dairy farmers is balancing profitability with sustainability. Many believe these goals are at odds with each other.
That's so true. How is GenoSource addressing this apparent conflict?
They're proving that what's good for the planet can also be good for the pocketbook. As Tim Rauen puts it, our milk check tells the story. Higher pregnancy rates, lower vet costs, and premium components all traced to smart genetics.
Can you break down how they're achieving this balance?
They're taking a 3-pronged approach to sustainability that's both comprehensive and practical. First, let's talk about feeding efficiency. They're using ST Genetics EcoFeed, which has slashed feed intake by 12% per lactation while maintaining production levels. Think about what that means for a dairy farmer, producing the same amount of milk while using significantly less feed.
That's a substantial cost saving that also reduces the environmental footprint.
Exactly. And their upcoming methane digester will take things even further. When operational, it's projected to cut greenhouse gas emissions by 40%. This isn't just good environmental stewardship. It's turning a potential liability into a sustainable asset.
Beyond these initiatives, how are they measuring their sustainability success?
The proof is in the pail, as they say. Their approach is yielding measurable results throughout the operation. Higher pregnancy rates mean more calves and a more sustainable herd. Lower veterinary costs translate to healthier animals and reduced antibiotic use. And those premium milk components, higher butterfat and protein, earn them better milk prices, and increased profitability.
It really does sound like they've found that sweet spot where environmental stewardship and business success meet.
That's exactly right. GenoSource isn't just a dairy, it's a living laboratory, proving that sustainability and profitability can go hand in hand. In a world grappling with environmental challenges, they're not just producing milk, they're crafting a blueprint for the future of dairy farming. In this future, every drop of milk tells a story of efficiency, sustainability, and brilliant genetics.
As we wrap up our exploration of GenoSource, let's look ahead to what this innovative company has planned for the future. Their vision extends far beyond next year's calves or even the next breeding cycle.
What kind of time frame are they thinking about in their planning?
When you step into GenoSource's planning room, you'll find walls covered with genetic charts and global maps. They're not just planning for the next generation. They're envisioning the perfect cow 3 generations from now. It's like they're playing chess with genetics, where every move is calculated to shape the future of dairy farming.
That's quite the long-term vision. Are there specific goals they're working toward?
Absolutely. GenoSource has set some ambitious and specific goals. First, they plan to expand their embryo exports to 15 new countries, carrying their elite genetics to dairy farms worldwide. This isn't just about business growth. It's about sharing excellence and improving herds on a global scale.
What about continuing the legacy of their star bull, Captain?
That's a central part of their vision. By the end of 2025, they expect to have 50 or more Captain line grandsons in AI studs around the world. This isn't just breeding, it's creating a genetic dynasty that could reshape the Holstein breed for generations to come.
Any innovations planned for their farm operations?
Protect it. One of their most exciting projects is a fully automated maternity barn that's expected to be completed this year. This could revolutionize one of the most critical aspects of dairy farming, the calving process. The technology promises to improve outcomes for both calves and their mothers while reducing labor needs.
It's fascinating how they balance cutting-edge technology with traditional farming values.
That's what makes their approach so special. In an industry where change often comes slowly, GenoSource proves that you can honor tradition while embracing innovation. Walk through their barns and you'll see cows embodying generations of careful breeding alongside state-of-the-art monitoring systems. In GenoSource's world, the cow always comes first, whether through genetic improvements or technological advancements.
How do they view their role in the broader dairy industry?
CFO Matt Simon expressed it beautifully when he said, "We're not just building a better cow, we're ensuring family farms thrive for generations to come." This powerful statement encapsulates the heart of GenoSource's mission, blending cutting-edge science with the timeless values of family farming.
It sounds like they're creating a blueprint for the entire industry.
That's exactly what they're doing. GenoSource's story, written in milk solids and genetic breakthroughs, isn't just about building better cows. It's about crafting a blueprint for agriculture's future, where family farms can prosper for generations. In this corner of Iowa, they're not just milking cows, they're molding the future of dairy, one generation at a time. As we come to the end of today's episode, I'm struck by how GenoSource represents a perfect blend of tradition and innovation. Starting as a collaboration between 8 farming families in 2014, they've transformed into a global genetic powerhouse that's truly reshaping the dairy industry.
What stands out to me is their holistic approach. They've elevated every aspect of dairy farming, from breeding strategies and technological infrastructure to sustainability initiatives and long-term planning. Their average of 93 pounds of milk per day, with butterfat at 4.8% and protein at 3.6%, sets a new benchmark for what's possible.
And let's not forget their remarkable recovery after the derecho in 2020. Instead of simply rebuilding, they reimagined their entire operation, creating a technological showcase that earned them the Leader in Technology award. Their story is a powerful reminder that sometimes our greatest challenges can lead to our most significant innovations.
If there's one takeaway for our listeners, It's that GenoSource has shown us what's possible when vision meets execution. Whether you're operating a small family farm or a large dairy enterprise, their approach offers valuable lessons. By prioritizing genetic excellence, cow comfort, and sustainability, they've created a model that's both profitable and future-focused.
Before we go, we'd love to hear from you, our listeners. Has today's episode inspired you to think differently about your breeding program or sustainability practices? Are you implementing any technologies similar to what GenoSource is using? Share your thoughts and experiences with us on our website, thebullvine.com, or on our social media channels.
Thanks for joining us today on the Bullvine Podcast. If you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe, leave a review, and share with fellow dairy enthusiasts. Until next time, keep breeding excellence.
This has been the Bullvine Podcast. I'm Bella.
And I'm Douglas. Happy farming.